All right, so yeah, good evening, everyone. We'll start our presentation sessions now. First, we have Deepti with us. So, yeah, Deepti, you can start your presentation now.
Yes, sir. My name is Deepti Poojary, and I have just completed my second year engineering from SIS Graduate School of Technology at Nehru. And my task name is research and compile a list of popular data science technique used in the stock market. So, as per my research, I can categorize them into three different classification. That is classification technique, regression techniques, and clustering and association analysis technique. So in this first classification techniques, by the name it is understood that the data values, whatever we can draw in the graph, those are categorized into different categories, and according to them we can predict. So for those, there are some different algorithms. We'll see them one by one. The first one is decision tree. Uh, it's like a flowchart tree hierarchical structure. Here, in this, each attribute consists of a test condition, uh, and then following that branches, it leads to next attribute. For example, here is an example for if a person want to apply for a loan. So then first it is checked that whether the person is employed or not. If no, then credit score. If it is high, then accepted, low, then rejected. Similarly, for its income, if it is for the employed person, if income is high, then accepted, and vice versa. So this can be used in stock market also for price predictions. Similarly, the second one is name-based classifiers. As per the name, it is understood that it is used for uh, to find the dependency between the past and future stock prices. In this, we use Bayes theorem, so it is named as Bayes classifier. So that using that formula, we can plot a graph, and from that it can be understood the predictions for stock. The third one is K nearest neighbor. In this, if we can imagine a graph that can be categorized into two groups, data points are categorized into two groups. For example, group A and group B. Then here, if we have a unknown data value, then we can find the nearest neighbors. For example, if that unknown data value have uh, three neighbors from group A and three neighbors from group and three neighbors from group A and five neighbors from group B, then the one which has more, it can be categorized into that group. So here in this case, group B was more, so that unknown can be considered as group B. So that's why it is considered as lazy decision. Next one is support vector machine technique, SVM. In this, we can draw a line between any two groups so that we can categorize them. Suppose in a graph, if we are drawing that, then suppose group A and group B is there, then we can draw a horizontal or any straight line to differentiate them. Using this, we can get the accurate prediction in stock market. The third one is logistic regression. In this, as the name says here, they use Boolean commands like yes or no, like that. It was same as similar to this decision tree. Like here also condition was there if it is yes or no. So logistic also it is similar type. Then here is next one, neural networks. A deep learning that uses interconnected nodes or neurons. Likewise, we have in a human brain neurons. Similarly, they are in computers also interconnected nodes so that data are connected to each other and can be used to identify the unknown one. Here, we can use this to analyze the price data and uncover opportunities which are available. The second type, the second type was regression techniques. Here, the main intention is to find the relation between those two or more points and then predict the value. It is classified as linear regression, lasso regression, and multivariate regression. In linear regression, there we check the correlation between two variables. That is an data variable can be used to find using a known variable. In that case, what happens is the value of a variable which we know are uh, independent variable, and the one which we have to find are known as dependent variable. Then we can find the dependent variable value using independent, that is which we are already having. And then in this linear regression, there are two types, that is simple and multiple. Lasso regression is also there. It means least absolute shrinkage and selection operator. It estimates the relationship between the two variables, and then it can use the predictions for the variables. Then comes multivariate regression. In this, it is used to find lines and planes that fit the multiple dimension of a data, potentially containing many variables. In this case, what happens is it is the analysis of more than one outcomes we get in this multivariate. That's why it is known as multivariate. We get multiple random variables. The third classification was clustering and association analysis technique. This one is little bit similar to the classification, because in this also we have to make groups in groups, and also we have to check different data points to which they belong to. In this also there are 5 types: k-means clustering, mean shift clustering, db scan, Gaussian mixture model, and hierarchical clustering. In k-mean, uh, in this we can make the category of spew of the data points, and then we can find the centroid of that. Using this centroid, we can predict for the stock market. And similarly for mean shifting, it is almost same as k-mean, just the improved version of that. In this, what we can change the centroid value. That's it. Otherwise, it is same. DB scan, it means density based spatial clustering of application with noise. In this, we use density, like which category has more density of that value. In that terms, we can calculate. Next is Gaussian mixture model. In short, we say GMMS. In this, we help to find the cluster by using Gaussian distribution to group data together rather than treating them as a singular points. In this, we group them. And hierarchical clustering is almost similar, same as decision tree, which we have seen in this classification technique, decision tree. Some more things to know, that is, as per my research, I have got that short-term memory is most used algorithm in stock prediction, and also time series analysis is been highly used. Thank you.
Right. So, Deepti, are you done?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, Deepti, are you taking any questions?
No, sir.
I mean, usually you should be adding one Q&A slide, and then at the
Okay.
end of the presentation, you should be stating that if anyone has any questions, you can ask me or reach me out at your contact, like Gmail, right? You should be
Okay.
adding that. Uh, and at the end part of the presentation. Plus, as you have compiled so many techniques and everything, so you must have gathered those data from somewhere, right, over the internet.
Yes, sir.
So there has to be a reference slide which should be containing all the links from where you have gathered the data, right? So
Okay.
you are missing that.
Okay,
Like,
sir.
is this your first presentation or
This is my first internship presentation.
right? Okay, so you are missing these small things. So just do try to add them from the next time onwards. See, your task name was to compile and like research and compile all the techniques. So can you just tell me why do you need these techniques?
These techniques, they help to find them faster way, and also
Find
they are
find what in
find predictions that are required in stock market.
okay. So
Like
see, yeah. So at first you categorize them in three techniques, right? So according to you, which technique is more used, or which technique is more result based, like have a good than the others.
sir, as per my knowledge, I have got that long short term that one algorithm is used mostly.
So the
So
third
that
so the
is
third
one.
category.
Uh, Actually, I didn't got that in which category does it fit, but that is the most recently used one.
Okay, can you just share your screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you just show me the first and second slide? Yeah. So it was like in clustering or association, or it was in the regression technique. The last one, long term.
According to me, it's clustering and association analysis technique.
Okay, so when you started with classification technique, so in the very first one, you included some text about the decision tree, and there was a nice flowchart. So it was very clear, like what you are actually talking about. But from the next class techniques onward, you just pasted some of the text and then explaining them. So don't do that. Just
Yes, sir.
use single slides, add 2 to 3 techniques in them, and then try to just add the flowcharts like you added in the first one. Add
Okay, sir.
flowcharts or add some pointers which will summarize them properly. Can you just change the slide? Yeah, with this flowchart, I am perfectly able to understand like what you are talking about. But from the next techniques onward, just used some text, and in the next technique onwards, from the like cluster and everything, there was like 5 techniques in a single slide. So
Okay.
it was like you're a bit rushing that. It could have been more elaborative from your side,
Okay, sir.
right?
Sir,
So
actually, I thought the presentation would go so long, so I have
yeah, it's
actually.
fine. There's no foundation of time. You can
Okay,
take your time. Just your presentation should cover everything which is asked in the
okay,
task,
okay,
right? So you should be covering all the techniques and what do they do exactly.
okay, sir.
Yeah, right. So yeah, instead of just adding 2 to 3 lines about each techniques, you could have just elaborated them properly. Like there could have been more information about them, right?
Okay, sir.
So also, you should be using a why of these techniques at the start of the presentation, because when you started the presentation, you directly jumped on the like what these are the techniques. And can you just show me the first second slide? Yeah, yeah. First was the your task name, and then second was this slide, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So there was like no hook story
Okay,
present. So you will always add a why of your task as a hook story,
okay,
right?
sir.
That should be included in the start of the presentation, and then ending with the reference slide and
Yes.
Q&A slide, you are having your contact detail like your Gmail.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, so because that are used for marking your presentation, so that should be included.
Okay, sir.
Since your first presentation, so just try to add them from your next presentation onwards, right?
Yes, sir.
And rest, I think you did a good job on this one task, and yeah,
Okay.
try to be more elaborative from the next one time onwards. Okay, right?
Yes, sir.
From which group are you?
Sir, I don't know which group actually.
Just a second, I'll check. Okay, it's written design, implement, data science solution as well.
Okay, okay. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you can just include it in the very first slide itself.
Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
like your name and your group batch. Okay.
Okay, sir. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's all from my side. Hope you got everything.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, that was a nice presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Sir, can
Mahendra. Yeah, you can. Do you have any general query?
no, sir.
Okay, so yeah, if you don't have any, then you can leave.
Sir, actually, I have one query.
Yeah.
In that email, it was mentioned that we have to give daily updates in technical chat. And what terms we have to give update means what?
Like let's say consider this as this your first task, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So daily updates means like at what point are you in your task, right?
Okay, sir.
Since there was three category, right, in your research, so
Yes, sir.
you could have mentioned that you have completed two categories, or you are in the first category and you are about to go for the second one, or you are about to go for the third one,
Yes, sir.
right? And then you have completed your PPT, and you can just submit your PPT in the technical chat. So it could be
Okay.
considered as your daily update.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Okay,
understood?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Mahendra. You can share your screen.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Good evening. Can you tell me your topic name?
Operating system security.
Yeah. Share your screen.
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah, it's visible. Let me check. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, it's scheduled. Okay.
Okay. Good evening, sir. My name is Mahendra. I am from Cyber Security Group. I'm currently preparing for CCNA exams, and my today's presentation is in operating system security. The sequence of the presentation will what is operating system security, goal of operating system securities, type of threats and prevention, how to we can prevent the threats. What is operating system? We can say operating system is a shortcut to command line. Okay, in command prompt we open we type a command and it opens the file or destination of the file or the application. What does operating system do? It just loads the computer directly to the app. We don't have to type the command line. It's just like a shortcut key to it, and it manages all the other programs and memory managing systems and databases. What is the main OS security of OS? The main three is availability, compatibility, and integrity. Availability means the operating shouldn't crash and should be available for 24 hours use, as your device should turn on in perfect time without taking too much time. And compatibility means nobody else should have access until or unless you give them to the you give that access to your system. Integrity means it should be available, or you can say it should be available to you but not to others in any other means. Integrity, and these are the goals of the system: integrity, secrecy, and availability. Integrity means the person who doesn't have access, or you can say doesn't have authorization, shouldn't use any type of system or system of this. Sorry, unauthorized users must allowed. Like if you have a single computer and you have given access or password to your brother, then he should only be usable. It means that you have two authorized users, so that system shouldn't be available to third person. Secrecy means a small number. Just like secrecy means you have to, it's your duty to keep the system safe. So what you have to do, you have to minimize the use of many person on a single system. And availability means the system should be available for you 24 hours, whether you are you can say whether it is turned on or turned off. Sometimes what happens is OS crashes, so what, it doesn't turns on. So only we have to do is just you can say reset it or reboot the system file. But sometimes it doesn't happen, so the system should be reliable. There are different types of threats. The most threats are malwares like viruses, trojans, and payloads. These are can be common. And network intrusions like your every laptop has an RJ45 USB drive ports. So nobody should be interfered, or you can say nobody should interfere with your hardware. So that's our responsibility to take that. So like if someone loads a malware system on a USB, and it cannot, if it cannot affect your machine through online, so what he tries to go for offline. Therefore it comes in network intrusion. Like somebody payloads the computer with a USB drive offline, so you shouldn't give your system or operating system to any unknown person. Like if you know him very good, then only you have to hand over your system, or otherwise don't. Buffer overflows for security reasons, and for hackers to to get our files. What they do DOS attacks, overflow. What they crashes our computer, so it hangs in our, when we see it's hanged, but the unauthorized person or the hacker can get anything done in this. The screen for us will be freeze, but for him he can do anything in background. Type of threat, there are two types of threats: system threats and program threats. These are the common threats, and these are the you can say different threats. System threats, what system threats that can be directly harm to your system, so it doesn't require your operating system or anything. It doesn't affect the operating system, it affects the system. Port scanning, like I told you, anybody can access our ports, RJ45 and USB. So then they can directly plug in, and they even don't need authorization. You just if your system is unlocked and opened, and you get away for like a little time, and anybody can plug it in and unload the virus on your system. So that shouldn't happen. Worm is a process that it's a file that affects the working of the machine. What it does, it slow downs, it deleted resource, important resource files of system, and mostly we can say it freezes the system or hangs it. The most common language we can say it hangs it or freezes it. DOS, denial of service. When everybody know what is a DOS, as we all are from cybersecurity and cybersecurity awareness, most they are afraid. What DOS attacks are mainly done on websites. So but it also affects, if you somebody attacks my website, it also affects on my system. Like the virus can be loaded to my system also. So what we do, the denial service is like if your system has the capability of 1000 visitors at a time, somebody will double the amount of visitors from a single IP, and it will crash the system and the website. Program threats, viruses, trojans, and trapdoors. Viruses are dangerous, but what they do, they will modify your systems and delete system files. They doesn't do anything else. Like they don't steal your data or anything. The stealing data goes to trojans. Trojan stores, if a website trojan, it will store your data. If it will like if you are buying something from Amazon, and Amazon is affected by a trojan, it will save your credit card credentials, you can say bank credentials, and it can use that. Or you can say login ID password. If you have bought something like subscriptions we buy, so the hackers will later give that or use itself. So it can, that type of things can be done by trojans. Trapdoors are mostly like programs you download from unauthorized or unreliable resources, like cracked versions. Like everybody uses Adobe Photoshop, but Adobe Photoshop charges around 7 to 10,000 per year. So most what people do, they will just download a crack from any torrent site or anything. They can also have viruses, but it depends on the mindset of the cracked person who have cracked that files. Whether he wants to harm the people or whether he wants to give it a just for free so that they can use it. How to ensure security of operating id passes. Everybody should have id passes, like every Amazon have id pass number or email, you can say. User attribution, like if you are logging from a single system, you cannot log in from any other system, like a Windows key. If you use it once, you cannot use it twice. User card in different cards. There are security cards, like magnetic cards. If you just press it, or you can place it on the system, it will automatically log in through NFC. You don't have to worry about any id passwords, but the card should be kept safe, and it is your responsibility or the system person's responsibility to keep that card safe. OTPs. Everybody knows what is OTPs, one-time passwords. Like you, for the security of everything or security, most of all websites use OTPs so that nobody can hack it, because it randomly generates, and it's for a very short time, like 5 to 20 minutes, max to max 30 minutes. I have heard of a bank site that can allow OTPs a max to max 30 sites. And physical security, it's our responsibility to secure our systems. Like if I go, like my laptop is open now, if I want to go out and I'm in a public library, I shouldn't keep my screen locked. I should lock my windows or whatever system I'm using and then go to. Or I should guard my system that nobody, if my windows PC is not like don't have a login credential, is directly loginable, so I should always keep it with myself. Or we should use check-in cards like fingerprints and biometrics and other things. There are many different things we can do and to prevent this. And very soon, even we shouldn't connect to any network that is available, or you can say free. Lot of people do that mistake and they get hacked. So even we don't shouldn't do that. And that's all from my side, sir.
Right. So are you done, Mahendra?
Yes, sir.
Right. So can you tell me your task name?
Understanding operating system security.
And it's written developing presentation materials.
Yes.
Right. So it was about operating system security, right? So you talked about some threats, and there was a single slide about this OS security.
Yes.
So don't you think there has to be some more information about how would you prevent operating
So
system?
there is not single slide. There is around 7 to 8 slides.
Yeah, those are about the threats.
Yeah. But what, sir, mostly what is, like if you use Android, what you have to do, you have to keep it safe. Whether you have to, you shouldn't share your OTPs. It's like
Right.
mostly that you shouldn't share your passwords. You
So
shouldn't set up anybody's
since
fingerprint
right,
on that.
right. Since you have included many of the threats to the
Yeah.
OS, do you know about the man in the middle attack?
Yeah, I have done also.
Yeah, you have done it because you are
Yeah.
from cybersecurity. So is
Yeah,
it a
I've done it.
program oriented or a OS oriented attack?
It's a program oriented, not OS.
So it won't affect the OS.
It will affect, sir, if you want to.
Yeah,
It totally, man in the middle attack is totally depend upon the user.
I get it, but since I have taken that presentation of someone's, so
I think you have taken mine only.
I think so. So I recalled about that presentation. So if that, see, if I am the man in the middle attack,
Yeah.
doing the man in the middle. So why would I just be just confine myself with the program and not go for your system?
Yeah, everyone, like in PC, anybody man in the middle can go for the administrative login, so he can do
Of course.
anything on the system.
Right. So yeah,
Yeah.
there is this one attack. So I remember
Yeah.
because it because if I have to go for the like if I'm going for the program, why won't I go for the OS?
Yeah, if you want to still matter, you
I'll
directly
go
go
more.
for OS, not for the
I'll
app.
get more information from the OS, right?
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah. So I thought
And
you will mention
not
here because
information, you will get
you-
everything of my system from the OS.
yeah, that's true. But since you are from cybersecurity group, I thought that thread might be mentioned here. I thought.
But sir, I only mentioned DOS and malware. So it only that, like for a man in the middle attack, what you have to do, you have to give your IP. So I told you that you don't have to connect it to a open public network.
but
So
if
it will,
if
if
some
you don't connect to open
circumstance,
public, it will prevent it there
yeah,
only.
but if I'm taking it to a public place, there might be some circumstances where I need to use the network for
Yeah.
my work, right? So then there
Then
that
it can be
time,
possible.
exactly. So say, can you can you show me your first second slide? Right. So you have used this kind of formatting, right? At first,
Yeah.
you use plain text. See, when you used on your third slide, right? So there are what is operating system slide.
Yes.
Yeah. So there are like too much text in a single slide, which is not good.
Yes.
You should
Okay.
just replace them with pointers on lines, because
Okay.
anyway you're going to explain them, right? So
Yes.
your explanation and some lines, if I get it properly, then I'll grasp more. But if I have to just like read everything and then listen to at the same time, brain doesn't work like that, right?
Yeah.
And you'll
It won't be
directly change.
useful.
Yeah, and you'll change to the second slide. So even if I haven't completed this reading and you are talking in between, so it will be difficult for me to grasp it, right? So just
Yeah. Okay.
replace it with a single slides,
Okay.
single
Use
lines or
less text.
pointers, right? So and then it can change to the second slide. Yeah, like this. Use liners,
Okay.
pointers to
Okay.
explain them, and then change the slide, please, and another the previous one, the next one. You did the same thing here as well.
Yeah.
Next
On
one,
fourth slide also.
yeah, the fourth or fifth slide.
Voice
The same
security.
thing here, and then you directly changed your format to three pathways, right?
Yeah. The main three security goals of operating system.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so you can improve in this as well. Like since the under integrity, you are going to explain it in two lines, right? So integrity should
Yes.
be the font should be bigger or
Yes.
bold, right? So
Okay.
it will differentiate itself with the other. And then can you change the second slide? Next slide, right? You use this type of formatting, right? So the
Yes.
formatting was like totally different from the previous slides.
Yes.
You should actually adopt a uniform formatting.
Okay. I should keep
Yeah,
a single
exactly.
format.
Yeah, exactly. So that would look nice. And
Actually, till my recent seven presentations, I was keeping the same format. So I thought of a change. That's why I changed this time.
right. So see, since it's not your first presentation, right?
Yeah. No, it's my
So
seventh.
exactly. So even after 7 presentations, you are still missing the reference slide. Why is that?
Yes.
Because I haven't seen the reference slide and a Q&A slide. There was a thank you slide with your mentioned
No,
Gmail.
no. It does contain Q&A.
Yeah, because you
If you have any questions, feel
didn't
free to
show the
ask.
last slide. You didn't show the last slide. See, there was this thank you slide.
Yeah.
Where's
But
Q&A?
actually, sir, mostly I have to means you don't you know what you know. But this slide is only mostly for other students, or you can say other internship members.
But
So
no,
if
no,
they don't
it's
have,
a
if
no,
they
no.
have questions, they can ask.
It's a general formatting part of a presentation. You should
Okay.
include it. You should never do that.
Okay, sure. I will include
And
that.
do include a reference slide. We should be containing all the necessary links.
Sure.
Okay. And
Yes.
like rest, you did include everything in a PPT and explain them properly. Just don't use the three
Sure.
column.
I
Yeah,
will keep a linear
yeah,
whatever
yeah.
I
And
will keep a
then
single format.
yeah, and then replace them with the liners.
Sure.
Yeah, because you explain them properly, quite properly.
Yes.
So there's no need to add passages for
Okay.
those. Okay,
Sure.
just
Yes.
replace them with this. Okay, and since it's kind of a theoretical task, so
Part.
there won't be any for demo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah, and
I haven't
uh,
getting any theoretical from last 3 to 4 tasks. I'm
okay,
only getting for PPTs and mostly it's verbally.
okay,
Yeah.
well, okay. So yeah, I was saying ki, there was a nice hook story at the start. you missed the reference slide, and you can work upon the formatting part.
Sure, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and the rest was okay.
Okay. Sir, I have question. Actually, I'm not getting new task actually.
Haven't you clicked on new assignment
Yeah,
task?
I got that. First, when I used to click on new task, then I get a scheduled date and a
Mhm.
new task. But
Mhm.
now I only get a schedule date, and I am quoting from last 3 tasks.
So you should mention that in technical chat, right? Technical support.
I mentioned it, but there is no reply from that side.
You should again update
Okay, sure. I
again
will
ask.
update that.
Yeah.
And sir, I want to ask for when should I ask my for completion letter? It's because it's been 7 tasks and I'm from first Feb.
Okay. So yeah, you have completed 7 tasks, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You should first of all ask for the for your report, like the attendance report and everything. Like,
As
have
much as
you?
I know, I'm pretty good. I haven't missed a single day,
Yeah. If
and
you
even
think
I haven't
if you
missed
think
any
you
deadlines
haven't,
also.
if you think you haven't, then just ask in the Trello or technical chat itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, actually, I don't want to. Actually, I don't need the completion letter right now. I want to continue. Actually, I'm liking this process actually to get new tasks and everything. So it's
Okay.
like but I'm asking, should I ask after 7 tasks or what? Or
If you
should I
want,
continue?
if you want your letter, then you should ask it in the Trello
No,
or.
currently I don't need any reference letter or anything. So I'm thinking of continue. That's what I'm asking. Should I continue or
So
should
you can,
I?
yeah, you can ask for like if you want to continue,
Yes.
you can ask for like, are you eligible for paid internship or not? You can ask for that,
Okay.
or you can
Sure. I
ask
will ask
and
it on Trello.
yeah, Trello or anything. Or if you are
Sure.
if you want a completion letter, then you can ask in the Trello or a technical chat itself.
Okay. Then I will add Divanshu sir.
Yeah, just tag Devanshu sir in Trello and ask him.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
If that's all, then
No, that's all, sir.
okay, okay.
Thank you. Should I stop my screen share?
Yeah, please. Alright, so since we don't have any more presenters here, we'll stop our presentation sessions now. A very good evening, everyone. Thank you.